Okay, so in this video, let us discuss Codeforces round 636 division 3 problems A, B and C. Let us start with the first one, candies. So in this we have been given we buy X candies on first day, 2X candies on second day, 4X candies on third day, so on 2 put to the power K minus 1 X candies on the kth day. And we are given two conditions, k greater than 1 and this equation k is always greater than 1. We should find any positive integer x such that both these conditions are satisfied. You have to do that for t test cases. Once you see this condition, you should first of all take out x, and then you will get what, 1 plus 2 plus 4. You will ultimately end up with this, right? X into 1 plus 2 plus 4, so on, 2 power k minus 1. This is same as this. Now this is a GP, and sum of elements of a GP is this. This is the formula. If you substitute the values of A and R, you get sum of all the terms is this. Now this represents everything inside this bracket, and this into this x should be equal to n. So now it is very simple. It's actually a linear time solution only. What did I do? I just inputted value of n. I ran a loop from I equal to 2. Why am I doing it from 2? Because they have said k is greater than 1. So I have to start k value from 2. So I'm making a variable called ans, and I'm assigning this value. What is my ans? My ans is this. My ans is equal to 2 to the power k minus 1, which is this value, which is everything inside this bracket. Now what I did, now I'm checking if n is divisible by ans. I will break. See, basically what I want this, right? I basically want x into ans to be equal to n, where ans is equal to 2 to the power k minus 1. So if n mod ans is 0, that means I have found x. And that's all. This was a pretty simple problem. And now let's go to second one. Second one was actually even simpler. You can see number of submissions is more than the first one itself. So you have been given an array of n positive integers, and n is divisible by 2. What you have to do is construct an array of length n. First n by 2 elements are even, second n by 2 elements are odd, all elements are distinct and positive, and sum of first half equals sum of second half. And it is not guaranteed that the answer exists. If there is no answer, we should print no, otherwise we should print yes. Along with that, we should print a sequence which satisfies all these 4 conditions. So actually how I solved this problem was I took just looked at the test cases. I took a good look. Now you look at the test case examples. If n value is 2, the answer is no. N value is 6, the answer is no. N value is 10, the answer is no. But if n value is 4, there is an answer. N value is 8, there is an answer. Actually, this follows a pattern. If you look at it, it actually means that since n is always divisible by 2, let us take n n by 2 mod 2. If n by 2 mod 2 is equal to 0, then yes, an answer exists. Otherwise, if n mod 2 equal to 1, it won't exist. There won't be any answer. See, n is equal to 2. 2 by 2 is 1. Now 1 mod 2 is 1. That's why there's no answer. Similarly, 10 mod 2, 10 by 2 is 5. 5 mod 2 is 1. There is no answer. But 8 by 2 is 4. 4 mod 2 is 0. There is an answer. There is a sequence. So I just solved it like that only. Now it's not completely solved. You have to find a sequence. So now you know when to print no and when to print yes, but how to find a sequence. Now look at the test case itself. The sequence goes something like this: 2, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5. Instead of 7, there is 11. See, alternate even numbers until half of the array, alternate odd numbers except the last element is not a part of this sequence. Like it should have been 7 here for it to be a sequence, but then it is 11. So what is the catch? So catch is nothing but first n by 2 values straight away print the all the even numbers in increasing order, or in any order actually, it doesn't matter. Just print 2, 4, 6, 8 until n by 2. After n by 2, print 1, 3, 5, 7 until n by 2 minus 1. That is until the second last element. You print this sequence. How to get the last term? It is simple. Add all of this, subtract it from this. Add all of these and subtract it from that. What did I do? I will show you. I did this. See, you understood n by 2 mod 2 not equal to 0 means you should print no. Otherwise, print yes. Now, until n by 2, I will print the even sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, this sequence 2, 4, 6, 8 until n by 2. After that, until n by 2 minus 1, I will print the odd sequence, odd alternating sequence, that is 1, 3, 5, like that. Last element, I will print sum 1 minus sum 2. That is sum of all these even terms minus sum of all these odd terms. Why am I doing it? To satisfy this condition. This was important. This was the only thing in this question. You have to satisfy this. Sum of all elements in first half is equal to sum of all elements in second half. That was important. So that's all. This was the only thing. Last element will be sum of first half minus sum of second half until the second last element. That is until here. Only these three. In this example, only these three. We can verify for this also. See, 2, 4. Then instead of 1, 3, we have 1, 5. What did I do? 2 plus 4, 6 minus 1, which is 5. So that's all. It was actually simple. Now let us look at 3. 3 was a pretty decent question only. It was good. Now let us see. Recall that subsequence is a sequence derived by removing 0 or more elements without changing order. So the first statement is the definition of a subsequence. They have given some examples to tell us what a subsequence is. What is our task? We have to choose maximum by size. This is important. Maximum by size, alternating subsequence of given sequence, which means the sequence should be positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, like that, or negative, positive, negative, positive, like that. That is an alternating subsequence. Alternating subsequence means that, in other words, if the maximum length of alternating subsequence is k, we should find the maximum sum also. And we should do that for t test cases. They have given some examples here. And basically, what is the catch here? What is the logic? What did I do? And why did I get so many wrong answers, although it was easy? It was because I was not keeping long type, value long type. Actually, in these kind of questions, be careful about the data type you are using. Else you will simply be getting wrong answer and you won't know why your logic is wrong. That is what happened to me yesterday. So let us see my solution. What did I do? What am I thinking of actually? What is my approach? So my approach was, if I consider first term of a subsequence to be greater than 0, that is, first term is greater than 0, then I am going to find a subsequence which is of the form positive, negative, or let me just write like this only. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, so on. So if the first term in the sequence is greater than 0, I should find this sequence. Why am I finding this sequence? I want maximum by length. That is important. You have to solve this question by yourself. You have to try it. You then only realize what I'm saying. Otherwise, you won't be able to realize. You have to find the maximum by length subsequence, and then out of all those maximum by lengths, you have to find the subsequence with maximum sum. That is the question. So if the first element is greater than 0, I'm going to try and find a subsequence which follows the pattern plus minus plus minus plus minus. Similarly, if the first element is less than 0, I want to find a sequence like this, minus plus minus plus minus plus, so on, alternating. That was my intention. But how am I going to get the maximum sum now? I hope it is clear that you have to get this idea first, that if the first element is greater than 0, you will find this kind of a sequence. And if first element is less than 0, you will find this kind of a sequence. See, for example, in the first test case, they're saying the answer is 2. How did they get the answer 2? You traverse through the array. First of all, the first element is greater than 0. They say no element is equal to 0. So either element is positive or negative. Now see, first element is greater than 0. So according to our logic, we want a sequence of plus minus plus like that. Now what we should do, we should first find maximum plus, because initially we want to find a positive element. We don't want to find a negative element first, because our array is starting with a positive element. So we will find a positive element first. How will we find it? We'll find the maximum positive element first. Once we get a negative element, we will find the maximum negative element. We will keep adding these maximums whenever we come across another segment. Like, what I'm trying to say is, here all the elements are positive until 3. I want to find maximum sum by maximum size. Maximum size I can get is 2. I can get positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Maximum size is fixed here. Now it is already known, it is 2. So maximum size is 2. Out of the maximum size subsequences, I want maximum sum. How to get maximum sum? Find the maximum positive element. Once we get a negative element while traversing the array, find the maximum negative element. After you find the maximum negative element, if you come across another positive element, again find maximum positive element. Like this, keep doing until you reach the end of the array, and subsequently keep adding all the maximums. That is what the question was. That is what I have done. I have inputted the array here, and I have kept two variables, max and max1. Max is for finding maximum positive element. Max1 is for finding maximum negative element. See, a of 0 is 0 means my sequence should be what? Plus minus, because first element is greater than 0. Now I am checking if a of I is greater than 0, I am checking if max is less than a of I, max is equal to a of I. That is, I am finding maximum positive element. Until all the elements are positive, I want a positive element only. Na? I don't want a negative element. I don't want a lesser positive element. I want maximum out of all the positive elements. So until I find a negative element, I will keep finding max. Before that, this step was important. I am going to add the maximum of negative element unless it is not equal to this value. That means if max1 has not changed, then I won't be adding the maximum negative. If max1 has changed, then only I will add max1 and then change max1. What I'm trying to say is, for example, let us consider this sequence itself. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. Now, until I find a maximum positive element, I will keep incrementing max. I will keep incrementing max until I find a negative element. Sorry, I'll keep incrementing my max. I found a negative element, then my max is now 3. So my sum becomes 3. Now, out of all the negative elements, -1 is the maximum. In the end, my sum becomes 3 plus -1, which is 2. So what I'm doing here is I am finding the maximum element out of all the positive elements until I get a negative element. Once I get a negative element, I will add the maximum over here and check all the negative elements and find the maximum of all the negative elements until I find the next positive element. What I'm doing, I'm just adding the negative elements, positive elements until I reach the opposite sign. That is, if I'm finding maximum of positive elements, I will do that until I reach a negative element. If I'm finding maximum sum or maximum of all negative elements, I will do that until I reach a positive element. That is what an alternating subsequence means, and that is how you get the maximum sum by maximum length. It's a quite lengthy code. If you don't understand the logic, you can comment. I will explain it to you. I will write the code, or maybe I can make a separate video also. But this question you will only understand when you try. I tried to just explain the gist of what my approach was. I'll just summarize. I want to find the maximum by length, maximum sum subsequence. For that, if my first element is greater than 0, my sequence should be positive, negative, positive, negative. If my first element is less than 0, it should be negative, positive, negative, positive. What I should be doing, I should check for maximum element among the positive elements until I get a negative element. After that, I should add that max value to the sum. And I should do the same for all the negative elements until I get the next positive element. I hope it is clear. It is little difficult for me to explain it, and it's also not so easy to understand without you yourself doing this question. So please do it. And that's it for this video. Ultimately, you just have to print some. Thanks for watching. Bye.